The most absurd crap that has ever been told on the interwebs, all right, is your closet's clean. They're not. They're not. Now, you will also hear, and I'm going to talk about this because I'm getting accused of all these things that I never wanted to know anything about. All right?
But you did, because you said I was hiding something and there was more to it, and you was wanting to FOIA it yourself.
There's a person on this app who claimed that they had DV situations, all right, with their husband, okay? And their husband was, unfortunately, they were unalived. And they were unalived he was unalived by his stepson. Now, the stepson was a minor.
Wrong.
At the time, right? Now, I would have never talked about this. Ever. But they've put out the clips online. They've also put the clips out on Anne, who thinks she runs a magazine's page on YouTube. All right. Today, I listened to the whole thing multiple times because I'm a true crime content creator.
You're not a true crime content creator because you can't even say the facts straight.
And it was a crime, which anybody and everybody's allowed to know about.
But you did want to know about it because you wanted to FOIA it. But nobody's going to tell my story but me.
This is not harassment. This is not anything but other talking about a crime. So
it wasn't a crime. It was a criminal investigation. And he was exonerated.
I listened to that recording over and over and over. And it was more extensive than what she played on her actual.
Of course, it was more extensive because I wasn't going to play 5 minutes and 19 seconds of it. But you didn't want to listen to it to start with, but now you want to go listen to the 5-minute recording over and over and over again after you put me down for playing the one because you and all TruecrimeRI wanted to get a FOIA, remember?
On her live, which she said she was traumatized by it. I believe that wholeheartedly. I absolutely believe that. Nobody could have something like that happen and not be traumatized by it. So I want to say that first off. However, when you hear the whole clip and not just what she played for everybody over and over on the internet, if you go to Anne, who thinks that she has a magazine's page, she puts the kind of the whole clip up. So what I believe has happened here is that this person recorded her husband multiple times, probably because of possible, them fighting, because that's what it seemed like. Okay, it seemed like they.
Wow. And you're true crime.
We're just fighting. Now, the man doesn't have any charges of DV, all right? Doesn't have any charges of DV.
You got to understand. The state does not put out to public that you can FOIA or look it up on the computer like you did his wacky tobacco charge before we got married.
DV, the only thing he ever had a charge of was possession of the wacky backy. Okay, so that's the only thing that he had other than traffic tickets. Okay, never had DV charges. Nothing like that.
And again, you cannot look those up and see anything of it because it was juvenile and domestic.
So that means that she never pressed DV charges on him, which...
You're wrong.
That's neither here nor there, okay? You can still be a DV victim without charges, all right? But I just wanted to prove the facts that there were never any DV charges.
But that's not the facts, is it?
Charged to him, okay? So if you go to Anne's page, the one who thinks she has a magazine, she basically puts out there the whole clip, which it's not the whole clip.
You're wrong again. See? And you call yourself true crime. Now who's lying to their audience about something you know nothing about?
It's just not the whole clip. But You hear them fighting beforehand, just bickering back and forth at each other, right? He makes a mistake. Now, she is acting.
What do you mean he makes a mistake? Where do you get that? Because you're putting out a false narrative to your platform.
Because she knows she's recording, okay? She knows she's recording the whole situation, so she doesn't act out of pocket, right?
Okay, so you're going to put out that, or insinuate that because I'm recording, I'm going to act like an innocent party and everything, and therefore it was kind of like a setup. Is that what you're trying to indicate?
Right. She does say things, though, that remind me of what she says to people online. You know, she does bully people online. So she does that to him, too. Okay. But they're doing it to each
Okay. You need to leave true crime alone because evidently you don't know nothing about true crime.
other. All right. So they're doing it to each other. They're doing it to each other. You hear him push, shove, or something, this clothes rack, and then you hear her yell. Okay. I believe that happened. Wholeheartedly, I believe that happened. He shoved rack, and then you hear her yell. Okay. I believe that happened. Wholeheartedly, I believe that happened. He shoved. I believe that happened. Wholeheartedly, I believe that happened. Her son didn't like it. He had a pew-pew. He went towards him. They were fighting for the weapon, and he was pew-pewed. All right?
Wrong again. See, you're putting out a false narrative and you say that you're true crime. You are not true crime. You can't even get the details right.
And then everything goes quiet, pretty much. She tells her son to go get a towel and put the dog up. She asked why he did it, and he said because he grabbed it. Amy, is your closet clean? Because if not, I'm going to expose it. I'm going to go in there, and I'm going to look at every shoe you have, honey. So anyway, then basically the clip ends, all right? The clip ends. They were both fighting with each other. He tells her in this clip that he loves her, that he's loved her, and he just can't take it anymore. He does also say in this clip that he's going to put his hands around her and do something to her. He does say that he's going to do that. That is a threat. But there is so much that you just still don't know. You don't know.
Of course, there's so much you don't know because, see, when somebody uses their story to help somebody else, you don't put out every single little detail, but see, you wanted to know. And evidently, TruecrimeRI wanted to know, right? But you can't even listen to it multiple times and get it right.
About, like, how many times this has happened or what she actually said to him before that, because she was the one who turned on the recording.
Well, come Tuesday, then everybody can get those details because you sure as hell can't even get that detail right.
Okay. I don't blame her for turning on the recording, but when I turned the recording on my own DV, it got everything. It got me in my rarest form, them in their rarest form. I wasn't performing for the camera or for the audio.
So you're trying to indicate I was performing? Is that what you're trying to put out now as a true crime creator? You need to find something else to do.
And we will never know. We will never know what happened because he is not here to tell his.
No, he is not here to tell his side of things. But I got proof of everything else, and that's something you won't get first.
Story, all right? We are only here right now in the moment because she went and put this online. Nobody wanted it. I didn't want it. Everybody else didn't want it. The only thing we had said is that there was more to the story than what she told.
Okay, well then why did y'all get together to FOIA the case then if you didn't want it? And you being allegedly true crime. Wow, but you didn't want it, right? But you sure as heck listened to it multiple times, didn't you?
And by her putting these videos out, these voice recordings, there is a lot more that she didn't say. And we knew that, all right? But she was attacking other people in their DV situation. So when
Okay, that's a bold-faced lie. I've never attacked somebody in their DV situation.
somebody questioned her about hers and was like, hey, where's the rest of everything?
Okay, well, number one, you never questioned nothing, and you said you didn't want to talk to me, so that blows your true crime out of the water. You didn't want the details, and I figured, the summary of the detective letter would have been a summary of what transpired in my home. But see, you could not even take that and run with it.
Because we know you're not telling everything. She just basically wanted to throw a piece of paper at it and say, this is what the investigator said. Well, I'm sure the investigators heard your recording, right? And I wonder why they didn't question anything, especially since there had never been any DV charges filed before.
See, there again, you don't know everything, and the state does not put out juvenile domestic court records.
On either of them. He didn't do any on her. She didn't do any on him. Could she control that her son actually did this? Absolutely not. She cannot control that her son did that. You can hear that she is disturbed because he did that. You could probably hear her whole life playing before her as her son does this. And she's probably thinking, oh my God, now what's going to happen to my son?
Okay, you don't know what I was thinking. You wasn't here that day. Therefore, you can't even properly report any true crime because you can't even get the facts straight.
So nobody wanted her to tell her story.
But you questioned it, didn't you? You said there was more to it and you wanted to find out what it was. And I've got that recording too, AK.
Wanted her to put clips out there. That isn't what I'm glitching because they're reporting me. They're reporting me because they want the truth to come on Anne's YouTube, the one that thinks she has a magazine. I don't know. It's like Creature de la Cour, Basha, Aguba Baba Magazina. Okay? I don't know. Nobody can find her page because that's the name of it. Okay? Nobody knows how to find the page. Because it's Krita, Akakaba, Wabababadudu, ZZZ, Magazina. All right. And I can't even repeat it again because it ain't even going to sound the same. All right. Can't tell you, was that English? It absolutely is English. It is published by Jesus. Okay. Get it right. Casanova girl. It's Jesus, not Jesus. Because Jesus wouldn't touch this page. Okay. Jesus wouldn't touch it.
Wouldn't touch you as a true crime creator either.
In Jesus' name. All right. So. And what is it with all these Christians? Now, you guys know I love you, my Christians. But I'm talking about those Christians. What is it with those Christians who say that they are the mightiest of the mighty, but yet they are doing the worst of the worst? I know these things. I don't know these things. But I also do know that Find a Grave has him with a Catherine. Now, who's Catherine? Is that his mom?
Well, how about it's none of your damn business?
Is that his sister?
None of your business.
Is Catherine his ex-wife? I don't know why they buried him next to Catherine, but they're under the same grave. They're under the same tombstone. We're talking about the case of the internet bullies and how they want to talk shit, and shit, and they want to blame everything on everybody but themselves. And then they think that people wanted horrific details put out on the internet about their worst times in life. We didn't want that. But they're blaming us for it.
But you did. Didn't you, AK? But see, you like to get on your platform and say that you are a true crime creator, which you are not. And you lie.
Well, they're blaming me. They're blaming me an awful lot. I don't even have my big account. I've got 500 followers on this one. They're still saying
it doesn't matter how many followers you have. What matters, if you're a true crime creator, you do true crime properly. You don't sit there and use something to your own little venture. You can't even tell the story that you heard properly. So how can you be a true crime creator?
And my name. My name tastes so good in their mouth.